And now, please welcome your charming and beautiful host for this evening, respected journalist, presenter and travel writer, Australia's own Ms. Tracey Spicer.
Thank you so much. What a lovely welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this unique celebration of excellence in business. Our thanks to the Gadigal people, the traditional owners and custodians of the land, for embracing this event. Now, I know you're in for a terrific night because this is the fourth time I've had the honour of hosting these awards. In fact, I was saying to someone before, it's my favourite night of the year, but I better say, aside from my wedding anniversary, just in case my husband's watching the telecast. And I'm sure this evening will be as uplifting and entertaining as always. The finalists in the 2011 awards, that I've had the honour and the privilege of reading and seeing some of their stories, are truly amazing. They've been drawn from hundreds of nominations that once again came from every state and territory in Australia and included immigrants from all over the world. Many of the nominees came here as refugees, displaced people looking for new hope and new opportunities. And they've certainly seized those opportunities with both hands. Their achievements are inspiring, and their contribution to Australia can be measured not only financially but also culturally and spiritually. Last year, you may be aware, a new award was introduced to celebrate the achievements of Indigenous Australians. Above all else, these awards are a celebration of cultural and ethnic diversity, and the inclusion of an Indigenous award was a vital step in completing this whole picture. The success of that initiative has been reflected in the number of entries in the category this year. And again, we're going to hear some wonderful stories from those finalists. So as you can see, the Ethnic Business Awards continues to grow and to flourish. It remains one of the longest running corporate awards in Australia. And now, after 23 years, the various incarnations of these beautiful trophies you can see behind me, prized recognition of commercial endeavour, grace dozens of boardrooms and offices throughout the country. Tonight, we'll hand out 3 more of these awards, and as we do, we'll be joined by some terrific guests and speakers, with the whole event broadcast to a huge international television audience through our broadcast partners, who we thank very much, including SBS, the Australia Network, the Aurora Community Channel, the National Indigenous Television Network, Vision Asia and TVB Jade World. We're delighted this year to welcome BRW Magazine to our panel of media partners, which also includes El Telegraph, Indian Link, the Sydney Korean Herald, the 1688 Chinese newspaper group, Tsingtao, Chudyung, Neos Cosmos and Black Pages. This whole event is only made possible through the generosity of such sponsors. The founding partner in the Ethnic Business Awards is, of course, our friends at the National Australia Bank, and they're joined this year by the Department of Immigration and Citizenship, Hill and Knowlton, Astra Limousines and the Four Seasons Hotel, who all continue their incredibly generous sponsorship. As for the hundreds of nominations that come in, well, someone has to go through them to reach the people we'll meet this evening. We're down to 12 finalists tonight, 4 in the small business category, 4 in the medium to large business category, and 4 in the Indigenous business category. And the task of reaching that final list fell to our illustrious panel of judges. These people give their valuable time and energy without question and do a brilliant job of both choosing the finalists and, of course, selecting the eventual winners. So I'd like to say a big thank you to them as I introduce each of them to you. Our judges, ladies and gentlemen, beginning with Mr. Joseph Elu. Bringing his knowledge and expertise to all the judging categories, but in particular to the Indigenous area, Joseph is the current Mayor of the NPA Regional Council, a relentless advocate for Indigenous enterprise, past Chairman of Indigenous Business Australia and Reconciliation Australia, and co-chair of the Indigenous Community Volunteers Foundation. He joined the EBA family, and it is a family, I can tell you, having been involved for a while now, just last year, but I'm sure he already has a sense of the enormity of the judge's task. Joseph, thank you for all your good work. Next, Mr Alan Gingell, who I can see right before me, Officer of the Order of Australia and Director General of the Office of National Assessments, and a long-time supporter of these awards. Thank you so much, Alan. And of course, the gorgeous Carla Zampatti, recognised with a number of Australian and international awards for achievement and excellence in fashion. Carla's one of Australia's best regarded fashion pioneers, as you would all know, and she's been a part of the EBA judging panel right from the beginning, back in 1988. Carla, thank you. And a personal thanks from me too for this wonderful dress, and I'm so pleased I chose it. It must be good because Carla's wearing it tonight as well. She dresses me every year and it's such a treat. Thank you, Carla, you are a doll. Now, unfortunately, 3 of our judging stalwarts were unable to attend the presentation this evening, but our sincere thanks go to Eve Crestani, a chairman of Mercer's Trustee Company and a director of the Australian Unity Group, Pillar Australia and Booking.com. Unfortunately, she's attending a board meeting in Singapore tonight. This is the first ceremony she's missed in 14 years, so thank you, Eve. Thanks also to Mr Don Argus, a philanthropist, conservationist and former CEO and Managing Director of the National Australia Bank. Don's also the former chairman of BHP Billiton and brings tremendous business acumen to the judging panel. Dr Ziggy Switkowski is chairman of Opera Australia and of the Australian Nuclear Science and Technology Institute. He's a genuine Renaissance man, Ziggy. He's been an important part of the judging process for many, many years now, so thank you very much to you. These are our 6 judges, ladies and gentlemen, and believe me, they've been faced with yet another massive job this year. The calibre of the nominations continues to be extraordinary. And you'll see just from the finalists, they cover a huge variety of enterprises in a wide range of fields. I cannot imagine how difficult it must be to find down this list and then to choose the eventual winners. I'm sure they have the thanks and appreciation of both those present this evening and our international audience as well. Thank you so much. As I said, we do have many distinguished guests here this evening, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of them for the pleasure of their company. Their attendance is not only an endorsement of these awards, but also an expression of their individual commitment to multiculturalism and diversity, and I think everyone in this room knows how important that is. They include representing the Prime Minister, the Honourable Senator Kate Lundy, Senator Parliamentary Secretary to the Prime Minister, Parliamentary Secretary for Immigration and Multicultural Affairs. Representing the Leader of the Opposition, the Honourable Christopher Pyne MP, Shadow Minister for Education, Apprenticeships and Training. Ambassador for the Czech Republic, His Excellency Dr Hinek Komonacek. Ambassador of Croatia, His Excellency Mr Vicente Biuk. Ambassador of Lebanon, His Excellency Dr Jean Daniel. Consul of the People's Republic of China, Mr Eamon Fu. Vice Consul of the People's Republic of China, Ms Lancy Yu. Consul General of Croatia, Mrs Mirjana Ana Maria Piskulic. Consul General of Egypt, Mr Ayman Kamel. Consul General of the Republic of Turkey, Ms Gulsheran Çelik. Consul of Japan, Mr Yasuhiko Shimizu. Trade and Investment Attaché of the Indian Consulate, Mr J Rao Palagumi. Second in charge of the UAE Embassy, Mr Mohammed Al-Maneh. We also thank our state politicians for coming along. New South Wales Treasurer Mike Baird MP and his lovely wife Karen, Minister for Family and Community Services and Minister for Women, the Honourable Prue Goward MP, the Honourable Marie Ficarra MLC, and their federal colleagues, Shadow Minister for Productivity and Population, Shadow Minister for Immigration and Citizenship, Scott Morrison MP, Federal Member for Hasluck, Ken Wyatt MP, Member for Bennelong, John Alexander MP. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We'll be back with some terrific entertainment and, of course, tonight's finalists shortly.